Second, call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware.
Yes.
Motion passes.
On to the consent agenda.
All right, on today's agenda, I have the June 16, 2026 meeting minutes, and I have the Colorado Child Care Assistance Program MOU Amendment Number 3 with the Colorado Department of Early Childhood. This is just an extension of time. Actually, include the rest of the meeting.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman's Program.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, we have no appointments. On to permits. Jerry Pratt.
Good morning, Commissioners. So this application, Phil Cummings with Fox Farm, requests the following. His retail marijuana cultivation license, facility license renewal, pursuant to Huerfano County Marijuana Licensing Regulations Ordinance 23-001, Section 9.01 for Pops Farm Inc. The site is addressed at 3943 County Road 650, Rye, Colorado. It is zoned agricultural. So the application may be referenced by the Board of Commissioners in their evaluation of requests to renew their current marijuana license, ML 25-002 to marijuana license 26-000006 to be current with the new system MyGov. So on June 18th, 2026, a Huerfano County marijuana license renewal application and application fees were received by the county. Colorado MED license and surety bond renewal also received on June 18th, 2026. The application was determined to be complete on June 18th, 2026. Pops Farm Inc. received their retail marijuana cultivation facility license ML 25-002 on April 29th, 2025 from Huerfano County. Pops Farm received their Tier 1 1,800 plants regulated marijuana conditional license 403R-00584 on August 18th, 2024 to expire on August 18th, 2026. So the Huerfano County Ordinance 23-001, Section 9.01.02 states that the renewal application must be turned in 30 days prior to the expiration of the license. Huerfano County received the application renewal on June 18th, 2026. Then in Section 9.01.05, the ordinance requires the applicant to turn in the information submitted and accepted by the state licensing authority. The state license for this application is valid until August 18th, 2026. On June 18th, 2026, an inspection was conducted of the property. It's found to be in compliance except for the camera system had failed to turn on. It had a 4-hour battery to fail. The applicant was given 30 days to repair and or replace the system with no plants and or growing on the premises until there's at least 40 days of recording. Commissioners, I need to amend that statement. He went back on Saturday and found the switch. It came right on after we tried getting it on while I was there for the inspection. It came back on. There were 40 days back of recordings and it is functional and working. Okay.
So we don't need that.
This applicant has been in complete compliance in the past and has kept his license and conditional use permit with both the state of Colorado and Huerfano County current. The applicant has turned in his paperwork to the county either early or on time. The applicant has not had any crop for a few years now due to some unforeseen circumstances. So there have been no excise taxes collected. The applicant has had his licenses and conditional use permits with both the state of Colorado MED and Huerfano County in good standing for 10 years and had his cropped and paid excise taxes in the past. The applicant plans on getting some plants in the future. Staff recommends approval of this application, and staff also recommends for the late fee of $500 to be waived for not having the paperwork for the license into the county not less than 30 days prior to the expiration date of the county license, as it was not the fault of the applicant for the delay. Any questions?
Answered it with finding the camera.
Yeah.
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve marijuana license 26-00006 Pops Farm. And also waive the $500 fee.
Second.
First and second, any discussion?
Commissioner Trevor,
Yes.
Commissioner Woodall. Chairman Slater.
Yes.
Motion passes.
That is all for you today,
Thank you,
Commissioners.
Sherry.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Y'all too.
On to action items.
All right, Commissioners, first reading resolution 26-30, a resolution authorizing the execution and delivery of a lease purchase agreement, escrow agreement, site lease, assignment agreement, and rental schedule, and additional related and ancillary documents with respect to the acquisition, purchase, financing, and leasing of certain property for the public benefit, authorizing execution and delivery of documents required in connection therewith, and authorizing the taking of all other actions necessary to the consummation of the transaction contemplated by this resolution. So this is for the lease purchase agreement for the jail. You remember in December we passed a similar resolution numbered 25-40. Since we're in a new fiscal year, new calendar year, thought it advisable to repass this resolution rather than amend the previous one. The only change from the previous resolution is that the bank changed from First Southwest to the Security Bank of Oklahoma.
Okay, I will make a motion to approve resolution number 26-30, the law enforcement center lease purchase authorization.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Good vote.
All right, Commissioner Woodall,
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor,
Yes.
Chairman Slater,
Yes.
motion passes. Next, I have to do a grant application approval form. This is for a grant for the Colorado Family Resource Center Association. It is opioid abatement infrastructure funding that the association has received and it's referred to family resource centers to provide for training. So the concept is to build statewide capacity to identify and triage families potentially impacted by opioid use disorder through family resource centers by training and supporting family navigators at family resource centers on the SBIRT screening tool and motivational interviewing techniques to connect families to help they need.
Make a motion to approve grant application with the Family Resource Center for the Colorado Opioid Abatement Infrastructure in the amount of I would say 7,000.
So the amounts were off because it depends on what the cost of the day. So it's somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 is what they expect it to actually be. I would say up to $10,000.
Yeah.
The amount up to $10,000.
Second.
First and second, discussion. All for the vote.
Commissioner Trimble,
Yes.
Commissioner Woodall,
Yes.
Chairman Slater,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, then I have to do a contract for services between the county and Taylor Consulting LLC. This is an extension of our current agreement. Taylor Consulting is serving as the DHS director and for the services.
I will make a motion to approve the public contract for services between Huerfano County and Taylor Consulting LLC.
Second.
First and second. Any discussion? All for the vote.
Yes.
Commissioner Trimble,
Yes.
Yes.
motion passes. All right, next I have for you a procurement memorandum on the Rio de Charles and District Redevelopment solicitation. On January 16, 2026, the county released RFP 2026-01 seeking proposals from qualified developers for redevelopment of designated parcels in the Rio de Charles district, incorporating market rate housing, affordable housing, and community-oriented commercial spaces and amenities. Proposal due on March 3rd, 2026, and we received 3 submissions. Committee consisting of members of the Board of County Commissioners, community members, and county staff reviewed the proposals and has decided to recommend the county open negotiations with SRIE Sire Group LLC. So what we have for the commissioners is this award document as well as the agreement to negotiate that usually we would do after the award is we go straight to contracting. I think this requires both 1, public input, and then 2, we have to do additional due diligence, which would be best conducted with public oversight. So basically, this agreement allows us to enter into negotiations, let people weigh in if they so choose, and us commit business in a very transparent manner. It's a fairly simple development can be done anyway. Yeah.
I will make a motion to approve the preliminary award for Rick Chair's Amy District Redevelopment RFP number 2026-01 with Sire Group and authorize the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners to sign the agreement to negotiate.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Webb,
Yes.
Chairman Sparks,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, next I have a lease agreement between the county and the county of Inc. This is for the old dry cleaners building, 125, 127, and 129 West 7th Street in Walsenburg, for a term of 2 years. So the idea here is to have this, the property is, we're holding the property we received in January for the purpose of going after an EPA grant, in this case, groundwater contamination. So basically, we're working with economic development on this. Part of it, probably go check on them afterwards. So why not have something occupied? They can simply decide if they want to. They can essentially do whatever they want to with the space, as long as it doesn't impact our insurance or violate local laws, local state or federal laws. And then it does include an option to purchase for $1 at the end of the term, at or before the end of the term lease.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the lease agreement with Huerfano County Economic Development for 125, 127, and 129 West 7th Street.
Second the motion.
First and second, any discussion?
Commissioner Webb,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
motion passes. All right, next I have here a letter to CDPHE, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, I think that the Brownfields unit requesting emergency cleanup systems for the old hospital at 135 West 7th Street. As you know, the county acquired the property in January, the same thing as before, for the purpose of going after EPA grants. This letter is essentially to hedge our bets on if we get that grant. So if we don't get the grant, CDPHE would send us off to the EPA and start the process for how this actually looks as EPA would come in and do the cleanup for us. Any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the letter, request letter to the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment for assistance with 135 West 7th.
Second.
Second, any discussion? For the vote.
All right, Commissioner Chin,
Yes.
Commissioner Webb,
Yes.
Yes.
motion passes. All right, next I have you your June 2026 vendor run for DHS in the total amount of $49,213.92.
I'll make a motion to approve the vendor run for DHS in the amount of $49,213.92.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Webb,
Yes.
Commissioner Chin,
Yes.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
motion passes. Right, and then I have the minimum for the rest of the county in the total amount of $364,773.14.
Say that number again.
$364,773.14.
Make a motion to approve the June 2026 vendor round in the amount of $365,773.14.
Second.
First and second, any discussion? Call for the vote.
Trayvon,
Yes.
Commissioner Woodall.
Yes.
Chair Woodall. Motion passes. All right. That is the end of action items.
All right, on correspondence.
All right, first up, you should have your leave balances as of the June 13th payroll. They have a CTSI head update on navigating ADA compliance. And lastly, the treasurer's fund ledger for May 2026.
Very good. All right, now we're going to the time of public comment. Each person will have up to 3 minutes to present your public comment. Please address the board through the chair. If you come up to the podium when I call on you, you will have obviously 3 minutes. But if you state your name for the record and for people online so they can hear you as well, we'll be able to take care of this and put it on the record. First up is I'm not sure. Daniel. Oh, sorry. I don't have the right glasses. But Daniel McConnell.
My name is Daniel Connell. I live here in Walsenburg. I want to state some statistics and known facts about climate change in Colorado and make comments. This past winter, Colorado had the lowest snowpack in its recorded history. Colorado River and its tributaries inflow to Lake Powell is at 13% of average. The Rio Grande River is not flowing through Albuquerque. The Great Basin, Rocky Mountains, and Great Plains have been in persistent mega drought conditions since the early 2000s. Estimates are that the Ogallala Aquifer underneath our feet has dropped nearly 100 feet due to expanded use of groundwater irrigation to adapt to mega drought conditions. On June 4th, the governor declared a stage 3 drought emergency, the highest phase. The National Weather Service and NOAA predict mega drought conditions in the Great Basin, Rocky Mountains, and High Plains will persist for the foreseeable future. Medium-sized data centers consume 300 to 500,000 gallons of water. The approximate walls. Hyperscale or large data centers consume 1 to 5 million gallons a day. A proposed hyperscale data center in New Mexico, if built, will create as much carbon pollution daily as Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and Las Cruces combined. Statistics compiled by Zillow reflect average property values in communities with data centers have decreased by 1/3. And we are here to discuss the possibility of bringing a data center to our home. One must ask if anybody up here is in favor of a data center here, what do you personally have to gain? Is this a quid pro quo, or would you support this simply because you don't care the harm this would cause? There's only one logical step to take in this matter: a permanent legislative moratorium on the construction or operation of any data center in Walsenburg or Huerfano County. We know what we are talking about. So-called defining a data center to consider a moratorium is obfuscation and condescending. A Wi-Fi router, a multi-user business server is not a data center. Stop pretending and asserting that concerned citizens are uninformed. It's time for corporate extraction and robber baron exploitation of Southern Colorado end. Billionaire profits at the expense of the people of this community is unacceptable. Corporate AI is a bubble. It will burst. These billionaires will leave any community stupid enough to let let it happen with a poisonous, incurable future.
If you could wrap it up, Peter.
The slag piles and groundwater poison is proof of that. Protect the people you were elected to serve.
Thank you.
Next up, Matt.
Morning, Commissioners. My name is Pamela McDonald. I live in Lomita, and I was going to go through the article in the June 18th paper about this gentleman's topic, and I forfeit my time because he said everything I could have said. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you very much. Next up, Sean.
Hi, my name is Sean McDonald, 201 Willow, here in town. Same thing here to address the data center. I was disappointed in myself the past few meetings at the city council, not opening up their mouth about it. Few people have. I plan on coming here this morning at 10 o'clock to address it, and then it was forwarded. I'm not a Facebooker, then it was forwarded to me the information on Facebook, and it seemed like there was going to be a discussion this morning amongst you all, but maybe that'll come in the future. So it's timely, and I imagine most people here are going to be talking about, mentioned about the same thing. I moved here and approximately 10 years ago, right before I moved here, it was brought to my attention that was shot down a Walmart district. Jobs. That would have been a lot of jobs. That would have been a lot of immediate tax revenue. That would have been a lot of people going through the town and on a continual basis, dropping lots of dollars all over the place. The data center is going to bring none of that. We have two bills going through the state right now. From my understanding, they're on polar opposite ends of the fence. One is rolling the red carpet out for the data centers. The other one is restricting the data centers. They need to be heavily restricted, especially out west where water is a huge, huge, huge concern. It has nothing to do with augmenting water over the top. It has to do with them drilling down and sucking everybody out of the ground. One thing I want to bring to attention is there's plenty of, possibly you all have already taken a look, but there's plenty of information on YouTube. Plenty of people are talking about the pros and cons, but you will see the pro list is about yay high. The con list is about yay high. See no benefit to the county at all, especially if the red carpet bill rolls out on the state level, because there will be no taxes coming to the town or the county for quite some time. The jobs are minimal to start and probably going to be non-existent 10, 20 years from now as everything's taken over by robots. And there's not much to run the data center. There really isn't. The one thing that there's a bring your attention on the Facebook page, Facebook page, what is the page? Huerfano County business page. Oh, I just lost it. Langton, Heather Langton. I would encourage you to read her long, detailed information about the noise. That's one thing that's not talked about very much, but it is a huge, huge, huge concern. And doesn't compare exactly, but I live in Harris's, catty corner from Hughes First Choice. Now, we all like the fact that there's First Choice there. And it's for that reason that I'm like, I put up with the noise from the fans. And even Joe says, yeah, it used to be peaceful around here. But we hear those fans all the time. And there's only 16 fans on top of that. And sure, they aren't buffered, but let's face it, buffering them. So I encourage, as was stated, a preemptive countywide zoning regulation moratorium can be put on data centers of the size that we're talking about from this point going forward. And I would encourage that the county commissioners seriously look into that, this opportunity to provide the county and its citizens that type of legislation so that we can protect our quality of life here in the county.
Thank you.
Next up, Carla. Richardson.
I think she wasn't going to come back.
Doug Jones.
So some of it I may have to say, well,
State your name for
reiterates a
the,
lot.
I'm sorry, could you state your name for the record?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
My name is Doug Jones. I live in Majors Ranch. And we're literally a straight shot down the road from where this data center is being proposed. And our biggest concerns are water. We've been in a drought for over 20 years. And a data center that, with the amount of water that they would take, could drain the wells in Majors Ranch. I mean, literally drain the wells. Some of the other things that have to be looked at too is electric rates. It's going to put a big strain on San Isabel and Tri-State, and it's going to, we could be partially financing these data centers with our electric rates. And some of the other factors involved is noise levels. The noise levels of data centers typically are 55 to 85 decibels with a persistent hum, which could have a detrimental effect on wildlife and people in the area as well. Also, we are dark skies county, and these data centers tend to be very well lit up. And we're dark skies county for a good reason, because of the people that come to do sky watches and so forth. And then our property values are a consideration as well. You know, we moved here to be in a quiet area, and you know, we paid a lot for our property, and I don't want to see a loss of my property. So we are absolutely opposed to having a data center, but first and foremost, it's the water. We just can't afford to give up the water. I don't even know why they even try to put data centers in the West. Put them on the West Coast, on the East Coast, either side of the Mississippi, where there's lots of water. We don't have the water. There was a company that posed, or I believe they've already built this data center in Utah, and said they would have a closed loop system. That's all well and good, except they changed course and are now going to be using Colorado water. It was stated they would be taking water from Colorado to now use for cooling in their data centers, which, you know, takes millions of gallons of water. So I think for this county, I don't think a data center is right for this county. There's other types of businesses that we could try to attract, but a data center is not something that most of the residents and the people that I've talked to, my neighbors and many people, we are all opposed to this. So I would hope this council would not approve anything that would allow for the data center. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Henry. Okay,
Oh, is Henry here?
Henry. Sorry, man. Still long standing problem. You state your name for the record.
Sure, Henry Fern. I'm a resident of Boston. I'm opposed to anything, any kind of industrial environment that's going to use water, this abundance of water that we have. I think that is the biggest problem that I see going forward with a data center. all the other things, I would be echoing that, I agree with the noise levels and the electricity usage and that, and, I just don't know. It seems like there's way more negatives than there are benefits to the county itself, for the data center, other than maybe the taxes. I don't know what the taxes would be on the data center, but maybe they're very, very high, and that's an inducement for the commissioners to look at that. But bottom line is quality of life issues will come back to bite you. So I'm opposed to a data center in this immediate area. Maybe in other areas that have an abundance of water and respect in the country, right? It would be a good idea. I don't know the benefits of the data center. It seems to be tied in a lot to this AI environment that's being pushed. And I wonder if a lot of these data centers, and I've thought about this a lot, it seems like a lot of very influential people are pushing these data centers. And I wonder if it's tied to Bitcoin mining, because Bitcoin mining takes a lot of computer power. So, they could say, well, it's a data center, but what are they doing in this data center? It's part of this data center dedicated to mining Bitcoin. Well, it's just something to think about. I'm opposed to the data center for a number of reasons. And I just feel like a lot of whenever I hear people talking about it, somebody say, hey, great idea, let's bring a data center. Unless maybe it's tied to support the infrastructure, tax funds. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, history.
Morning, District Wolf, resident of Huerfano County. I'm here to try and push the agendas for building code, land use code to ordinances. At the same time, I'd also like to invite you all commissioners, except for Chairman Sparlier, because he's already been out to my area, and this is in reference to County Road 504. I bought that property in 1995, and just yesterday I was looking out and driving the road and found that it's the worst I have ever seen. It's pretty bad with all the violations out there. I know we're in between code and trying to get converted over. I would like to invite Commissioner Chamberlain and Commissioner Wardell, the Highway 69 and 504 to pull off. Take a nice ride in an air-conditioned surround sound vehicle. 45 minutes to an hour. Drive just 504, none of the arterial roads, just drive down 160, drive back. As I point out, all of the violations, and there's even squatters. There's an individual out there that no one seems to know any court case after, and I'll just leave it there at that point. But he's been detrimental to that area, as in setting fires and so on, when he doesn't get it right. So at this time, that's what I request. Let's get it moving. Let's get some things going out there. Invite you for a drive. On a side note, also like to comment about water. When exploratory fracking was out there, dropped the level 200 feet. That was, gosh, what was that? 16 years ago, something like that, if I remember right. People are out there, not necessarily saying that they're drilling on their own, because They're down quite a bit, it's over 100 feet. At the same time, black water, gray water, it's all just going out. I don't know how many times my well has come under coliform. Granted, okay, yeah, Joe's got his steer out there and all, but I mean, human is a lot worse, more bacterial than any cow. So I'm sure several of you have my contact number, and if you want to set that up, I'd be more than happy to get you a tour.
No, my dad, it's a fun truck.
Oh, it's gotten
Right.
twice as bad,
Oh, I can imagine.
twice as bad. So, all right, good little
Thank you.
falls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir. Okay, next up, Ron Pacheco.
My name is Ronald James Pacheco. And first of all, I'd like to let you know about the Moore Grant. Its foundation, Pacheco estate was fully vested under the 1835 Moore Grant and explicitly protected by the United States government under the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo as the supreme law of the land. Further, the physical occupancy, the water infrastructure of the Pacheco family was explicitly surveyed and logged by federal GLO officers in 1869 within Section 25, long before the state of Colorado was created. Because these vested sovereign rights were fully established under federal protection prior to the 1876, they are entirely immune to subsequent local reporting alterations, administrative omissions, and municipal manipulations. The pre-statehood facts stand alone, uncorrupted and absolute. The pre-statehood factual record, the sovereign root. The title originated under the sovereign authority of the 1835 Moore Land Grant established decades before the state. The real property, the root title established absolute private ownership and senior water rights vested directly in the Pacheco name under the prior sovereign. The Supreme Federal Contract, 1848, Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, Article 7 V11 and Article 1X of the 1848 Treaty. The United States government bound itself by international law to permanently protect and respect all existing vested private property rights within the newly acquired territory. Self-executing protection. The treaty protection was fully formed, active, and supreme long before statehood. It required no local county registration, municipal indexing, or state certified to be valid. The GLO segregation survey, 1869, 7 years before Colorado statehood, United States General Land Office surveyors ran an official lines for Township 2867. The one I have issues with, that my family's land patents has been reversed, and they're still reversed, and they're still not being fixed through the county's recording system. Their indexing is just a shame. If anybody else would care to have an audit, I'll be more than happy to show you. The field logs, the federal surveyors explicitly documented my family, the Pacheco's name, and active irrigation infrastructure physically occupying the ground in Section 25. That the land patents in 25 is my family's, and I don't understand why they're reversed in the land patents. I mean, everybody else seems to have them all right, but my family's, they're reversed under reasons known. Can I say? Because it's not this, it's not you guys' land. That's why it's not you guys' water, it's the Pacheco's. Okay, if you would see and understand what I'm saying, you will definitely know what I'm saying. You guys do not see that yet. That's why I'm in Denver right now in courts, because it's not going to be like that. All right. And that's in Section 25. Okay. Are you good?
Thank you.
No, I'll be back next week again to show you some more. So I could teach you some more about the history of this place.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Corey.
Hi, my name's Corey Canichesi. Sorry, I haven't been here the last few weeks. I was off on a fact-finding mission. I had to go to the records place where this county didn't have access to, because you seem to have a problem with name game, indexing, you know, the phony probate that you had for his great-grandfather or great-uncle. You know, you stated that he had a will annexed from book 6, page 28, but when you go there, it's a warranty deed in 18 something. But now if you go and look in under the will and decree things there on the county page, there's no record of anything like that. Nothing. I mean, the corruption in this county is beyond belief, because you already admit that you have 22 missing books from your records office. You know what that does? That puts a cloud on the title of this entire county. And while I was gone checking records, what I have here is serial number NMNMAA 009001. It's an 1841 land patent for Jose Miguel Pacheco for 227,000 acres, 227,831.55 acres. But you don't have it listed anywhere. It's been recognized by Congress. It's a recording process. And I'm sorry, Eric, but I've seen this played out 100 times. When push comes to shove, they're throwing you out for wolf bait. So, no, we're no.
Next up, Robert. Yep. Ellsworth.
Hey, everybody, Robert Ellsworth. So pretty much everything about saying about the AI has already been said. I just want to voice my opposition to having it done. But what's ironic is if I look up on AI, what's wrong with having the data centers, it gives a complete list of what's wrong with them. So I will agree that the promise of jobs, sure, there'll be construction jobs, but they won't last. They're going to be gone. After that, maybe 2 or 3 people maintaining the building. The noise, the water usage, even though if it's an enclosed system. While I'm sure there's a lot of BS on social media that, you know, says things that's propaganda, but I can tell you one thing, there's probably as much corporate propaganda out there that is supporting all this. I understand that for them to do it, they're going to have a complete battle uphill with our water usage and what the water laws say. But it sounds like enough people have showed up in opposition of this to voice their opinion. I'm just one other person. There's enough businesses out there to court to bring to Huerfano County that would probably benefit this county a lot better. Somebody had mentioned the Walmart distribution. I had mentioned once before, how about something like a DeWalta or a Milwaukee distribution center? You know, those are good companies. They make it, you know, they don't actually make them, but you know, that's just an example. I would hope you guys would pursue other better business avenues than what these guys are saying. 10 years ago, we didn't really have any knowledge or use. I didn't have it of what AI was. The data centers probably started before I became aware of it. It's like there was never a problem without it before, but all of a sudden now it needs to be now this has got to happen now. We got to start doing this. Like our lives are fine. So I just ask you guys to not move forward with this when the time comes. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up. Amen. Trujillo. Sorry, can't read you.
Hello, my name is Damon Trujillo. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I haven't done this since like high school. I'm a mechanic. Been one most of my life. I have land that was, I say, inherited to me, 5 acres in Gardner, and 80 acres of mineral rights, water included. And to think of what you guys are trying to pass now, if we've been in a 15-year drought, you guys don't take into consideration that. You know, they may be paying extra taxes and whatnot, but like they're saying, they could bring in other taxes, revenue of different businesses. AI centers, from all the research I have done, it's all negative. I'm EPA certified, and I know my duties as an EPA certified person to let the public know that this is a bad idea. I mean, I know Walsenburg depends on water from that creek, don't you guys? Okay. Well, we're not going to have that water if this passes. We're not at an advantage point in our lives right now, but we're working on water regenerative, regenerative systems. They're out there. What do you think our military uses to provide water to our troops? You know, I'm opening a business, Water Solutions for Colorado. I'm going back to school, water treatment, water law, everything like that. I'm trying to bring a solution for our drought problem. Basically, you know, we're living our artisanal life, fountain of water. We're living in it. It's just we need to use the sciences, the technology to provide water for our community the right way. Just like the fiasco you guys had with the water problem a while back. If we had a little bit more water independence from just a creek, I mean, what I'm looking at, what's out there scientifically, we can help all parts of Colorado, not just, you know, an industry. Putting these machines together, real simple machines. You drive a car, right? You use your AC in the summertime. You ever wonder why you get that little puddle of water? That's condensation. If we put condensation machines where they need them, agricultural farming in the city here on a pond, we will have extra water for our needs. But you guys want to open up a data center? That's just like mind-boggling to me. I plan soon, I'm building a house in Garden. Am I going to have a future down there on my 5 acres when you guys are taking our rights away? I mean, I got grandfather water rights in 1956. My uncle, Fernando Salazar, he owns RS ranches over there, still in the family. You know, he was trying to do I guess a conversion district for water for his property or whatnot, and I guess it's all falling apart or something. I have no idea what really is going on that. I've been left in the blue about what's going on. But to hear this data center, it's like a nightmare, dude.
Okay, your time is up. Can you wrap it up a little bit?
Yeah, I can wrap it up.
Okay.
But I'm just voicing my opinion. If you guys vote this in, you're going to be hurting every single resident in this
I
city.
just said no. We have absolutely nothing. That's it right now. So there's no vote on that. So
Okay.
what you're hearing out there is 99.9% true. So just
Okay, but if it does
Or-
pass,
or not
just be
voting.
aware that I will start a class action lawsuit for everybody that is a farmer, agriculture, or even residents here in Wilsonburg, and we will fight this. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
We the people, just remember that. It's not a candidate, we.
Okay, on line.
First was Aubrey, and then we'll have Trish's.
Aubrey? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you are.
Yes. Hello, my name is Aubrey Likens, and I am a resident of Huerfano County and live in Toltec, where my understanding, or, I'm right across the field from where this data center might be going. So I'm pretty concerned about, obviously, the water issues. All of the issues everyone here has listed are based in fact and know-how, and talking to other people in other states where there are AI data centers in their communities. It's bad. It's been bad as far as water quality goes, even in areas where there is abundant water. Electrical issues, generators running constantly, heating up the area around it, disrupting wildlife, disrupting daily life for anyone. Yeah, it's a bad move if we allow this. And that is all I would like to say. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Aubrey. And next up. Online, can you hear us?
Trish?
Oh. Hello, Trish?
You're muted.
You're still muted. Keep trying.
Good morning.
There you go.
Thank
Good
you for
morning.
your, good morning. I will be probably the voice of unpopularity, but that's okay. My name is Trish Clancy. I do not live in Walsenburg or Huerfano County yet, but we do own property in Huerfano County. I completely agree and understand the concerns that have been expressed by all the others who are adamantly opposed to the data center. It is my understanding that the planning and zoning person, I think Stacy Decker, has drafted guidance, and I think that has been in response to the potential for the data center coming to Huerfano County and an attempt to get ahead of any request that comes your way. I would go one step further. The current draft mentions condensation recapture and potentially the data center being powered with solar panels. I guess when I did my own research, it would take between 12 and 26 acres of solar panels to power the data center, which seems extreme. I would say that the draft should be amended to require, absolutely require, that no water would be used and that a closed loop glycol cooling system would be implemented. In addition to that, I would recommend that if there is any further consideration of this project, that it be powered with a small nuclear reactor. I know that nuclear reactor talk probably does not sound good to anyone, but these are nuclear reactors that are used in submarines, in our Navy, and that is probably the shape of energy to come. So while I am on board with being very cautious about how any of that proceeds, I would say that any kind of consideration of it just become more stringent with no water usage and no power usage from our grid, and that would have to be a self-sustaining power operated operation if there's any further consideration of it. I doubt it will be brought forward to Huerfano County, but when a company is seeking to purchase property and they don't have any good sense to know that this is not a place where water consumption is a good idea, then it is up to the county officials to put brakes on that company and be the voice of reason if there's any kind of thought that anything like this would move forward. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Anyone else?
Please go ahead and hand that
Aubrey, did you want to speak again? Or add to? Right now. Oh.
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Aubrey. All right, very good. The end of public comment, on to staff reports.
Would now be a good time to do that?
Sure. Oh, okay.
Okay. In light of all the comments, I would like to make a motion to deem data centers of a certain size a matter or activity of state interest. And Commissioner Wardell will explain what that means.
I will second the motion. So what that means is a temporary moratorium. Whenever the Board of County Commissioners designates a matter of state interest pursuant to CRS 24-65.1-404, no person shall engage in any development in such area, and no activity shall be conducted until the designation and guidelines or regulations for such an area or activity are finally determined and permit has been issued thereunder. So the concerns you guys have all voiced, we have the exact same concerns. A hyperscale data center and the amount of water they consume, we just do not have that in the area, but not all data centers are created equal. Trish mentioned a closed loop ethyl glycol type system uses no water. There are other types of systems that use submersion as technology, and the noise level on those is almost nothing because they don't have cooling fans. There's a lot of different technology out there. This gives us the time to weed through what will work in our area and what will not. So.
And another thing I would like to clear up is we did not court this AI data center. It was a local realtor. We had nothing to do with that. We found out about it through rumors, just like everybody else did. And I had to get online and look it up to see what had happened. And that's when I read the stories. But we did not court them to come here.
Are they actually afforded, or did they come here west?
I actually
Yeah.
think that the company has purchased property all over the West. So I believe it's more speculative than anything. So.
Okay, they weren't actually afforded.
No.
Not biased.
Anything else?
I have a question. Is Woodside actually just kind of or have they actually purchased the property?
We don't know.
We know nothing. It's all. I have no idea.
Well,
We're not allowed to know certain things. The staff might know things.
sometimes it's better to know, but we were curious, so we did go looking in Erica's records, and looks like they have closed on that property. And there's a deed recorded. We don't have an application yet still, but it does look like they completed the purchase.
Comment for me before we go to vote. I grew up in Huerfano County. My dad bought a big desert ranch out east on Highway 10. So I do completely understand the water issue. If something like that were to use a bunch of water, we spent 30 years finding water for our ranch, for enough windmills to cover our cows and our horses. And any dip in that would devastate our ranching ability out there. So we'll not vote for anything like that.
Yeah. And multi-generational water is one of the biggest issues ever. And it's like gold in this area, and we won't do anything stupid. Rest assured for that. Try not to believe the absolute hysteria that's on Facebook. Colorado has like 56 data centers already, and just by sheer the amount of information that I've seen about the restrictive nature of what the state has done with everything from coal to gas to we actually have the designation that we can use nuclear, but that's decades down the road. I don't see anything coming to Colorado for decades because of the power generation and the restrictions in Colorado for power. So I think it's well down the road, if ever. So that's pretty much it.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Yeah, we like our water. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Call for the vote.
Commissioner Waddell,
Yes.
Commissioner Chamberlain,
Yes.
Chairman Boyer,
Yes.
motion passes.
And Eric raised his hand.
I knew that was gonna-
I knew that was gonna happen. Doesn't take Eric. Yes, sir. Still muted. There you go.
I was just wondering on this moratorium, what's the length? Time-wise?
So, there is a section of our code. It's, let me find it real quick, give you the section number. It's 11-337. in the county code. The moratorium is in place until the commissioners hold a public hearing about adopting a matter of state interest and or adopt regulations governing said area or activity of state interest. So we'll have to work on setting up a public hearing for this topic and go from there. So there's no defined timeline.
Okay. To be determined basically by procedure.
Yes.
Yeah, that works.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
No good. Now on to step.
All right. So the funny thing I just noticed, I must have saved over my staff report and uploaded the wrong one. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of a couple of things, we do currently have the DHS director position and the finance officer position posted. We also have, in the last week or so, as far as the meetings go, it's been a lot of Tyler still, a lot of Tyler Technologies implementation. I did meet with the Water Conservation District last Thursday to talk about them doing the CRA, Paradise Authority. We did have a meeting with the health department about septic regulations. I'm not exactly sure where that's going to end up going, but it was a fascinating meeting. And then, and yeah, so we've been working on a lot of implementation and a lot of catching up with things.
Sounds good. And nothing for the county attorney. No need for executive session. And we do have upcoming meetings now for land use regulations and building ordinance workshop. The county revitalization authority meeting, and 2:30 we get to tour our jail. So at this point, entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
First and second. I just gotta ask you what.
Oh, sorry. Hello, Ryan Geets, county resident. Just curious, I was waiting for the agenda item, but since we made a decision less than 24 hours ago, it would not be on today's agenda. Is there a addition to the staff report or anything regarding our meeting, or was that not?
We discussed that research with the commissioners in our workshop this morning, but I did let them know that we decided to cancel the fireworks show.
Yeah, that's
we will have to put something on social media, let people know, but we also are trying to figure out
An alternate.
some sort of alternate activity. It won't be a fireworks show. So Aubrey, look for Kim. If you're still on there, look for more from Kim.
Yeah, I had hoped only so that we can get the word out. But since I'm being reported through the meeting, if I may, it was a decision between the state parks, the county staff, and myself as the lead shooter of the event, who will not be safe in shooting fireworks at Lathrop State Park on 4th of July this year. I would like to thank the county for its efforts and the budget. Hopefully we can still spin that around. Our meeting out there yesterday was unanimous. There's absolutely no way that we can move forward safely with that event. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, and call for the vote.
Commissioner Chamberlain?
Yes.
Commissioner Woodall?
Yes.
Commissioner,
Yes.
motion passes.
We are now adjourned 11:04.
Oh, I was Ryan.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys decide.
You can arm wrestle for it.
Yeah, it works either way.
Let's get into the down to discussion with the hearing. Stop. Just love the